Hey there, party people. Dandolph here, and welcome back to episode 8. Today, we're going to do a lot of fun stuff. We're going to get ourselves a brand new build in town. We're going to do a mob farm, and we're going to do some other fun things at the same time. I hope you're ready for a fun, action packed episode. See you guys in a second. All right, party people. So today we are going to start out by doing a new build in our town here. We kind of want something a little bit different, something with a little bit more height and just a little bit more intrigue. Most of the buildings we have here are a little bit plain. So we kind of want to do something with a little bit more detail, a little bit more interest. So what we're going to do is kind of clear out a little bit this area. We're kind of going to get our shape involved, or going here, and let's go ahead and put our flooring in. I think the stone brick will be a nice base. It's nice and solid, nice and firm. So I definitely want to do that. And then we're going to go ahead and break these out and add in some of the mossy just to give it a little bit of variation. And then we also want to do our support pillars out of this stripped dark oak. The dark oak is going to be a really nice contrast against this the stone. So we also want to use a lot of stripped birch. This is going to be the main focus of our build here. These are going to be the entrances, and they're going to look really nice. We've got the dark on the outside, the light on the inside, and I think that contrast is really going to help draw the eye to the center of the build here. Let's go ahead and build up our walls around this as well. Go ahead and get them to the same height as everything else, and then we'll kind of get a little ceiling going on here, most likely. Yep, get a couple of these arches along the sides. This is going to be a very open build. It's not going to really have an interior. It's basically just a cool clock tower build almost, that is going to be almost like a junction build that you're going to be able to walk through and get to the different pathways that lead to different parts of our town in the future. So we're going to go ahead and strip these as well. But I really like the look of the stripped dark oak logs. Those are really great. We're going to use the dark oak planks here and go ahead and make our first ceiling here. It's going to be our first floor. And we're going to use these stone bricks again to go ahead and build up on our second layer of the tower here. So we're going to go ahead and do the same basic theme here, the dark oak on the outside and the birch on the inside, and go ahead and build up the walls again. Now we are inside the middle here, and I just kind of want to see how things are looking. So we're going to take a quick fly around. Yeah, that's looking pretty good so far. Trying to determine the height. I think the height's going to be pretty good because we are going to go up one more layer with this at least. We're going to go ahead and strip these as well to keep in the theme. We've got our floor in for the next layer, and let's go ahead and get the shape of that one in. Perfect. This is looking good, and this is where we want our lighting to be. This is, like we said, it's kind of a clock tower, but this is going to be more of a lighthouse sort of thing. Is not necessarily a clock tower. I wanted it to kind of spin, but I couldn't really get the redstone to fit in this small of a space, so I'm just going to light them all up here. And there we go. We're looking pretty good, and we're going to add another roof onto this bad boy right here. So we've got the roof. We want to cover up all this nasty looking redstone, and that's looking pretty good. But almost instantly, I'm not super happy with it, so I tear it down, and we keep going as another try here. So yeah, we keep getting these planks in here. As you can see, we raised up about 4 logs here for the final roof, and I think that's going to look a lot better. So we're using a lot of the slabs here. We're trying to get a lot of depth and a lot of layering going on. We're going to use some trapdoors as well, just to give it just a little bit of a slope here. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, and let's go ahead and add a little bit more angle on the edge as well. Actually, we're going to try and do this from the bottom, but I'm realizing that it needs to come down a little bit more, so I go ahead and put it down 1 block. And we're going to add a bunch of trapdoors, and we're going to start doing the detail work on this guy, because I think the shape is in pretty good shape. But yeah, so we're coming over here, and we wanted to check out Kirtley's build, but here we go. We're getting gonna get our bell in here because, like we said, it's sort of a clock tower, it's sort of a lighthouse, kind of a mixture of both, but you got a dong 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 that bell, of course. The next thing I want to do is kind of get a little bit more organized. I've gotten to the point to where I need to have my ender chest sorted, and it's a mess right now. The first box I've made is my rockets box, and now I'm going to kind of decide what goes into all of these chests that will permanently live in my ender chest. Yeah, so here we go. We've got stone. You know, we want to make that gray. Perfect. That's going to go in there. That makes sense. Gray for stone. Next, we've got our goodies. This is going to be our wallet, and I think I'm going to make it purple because purple is my favorite color. So our wallet is going to be purple this season. Perfect. Throw that right in there. And next, we will have our nature box. This is going to be green because, of course, it's green. Nature is green. Makes sense to me. Perfect. Now we have our food. I was a little undecided on this one, but we have a chicken farm, so I think I'm going to do it pink because that's the closest color to the chicken that we have here. Yeah, kind of makes sense. Okay, next we have our tools and armor box, and I want to make that one blue because it's all going to be diamond. Perfect. And we have, I'm not sure what that one was. The video was too quick and I couldn't read it, but let's see what color it is. It is red. That means it's our redstone box. Perfect. We're going to throw that one in there as well. All right, then we have our useful bits box that we haven't figured out one for yet. The rest of these, I only want to do the top row of 9 boxes with organized stuff, and the rest can be kind of open. Useful stuff box, let's go ahead and make it white because we don't have a white box yet. Sounds good. Ender chest sorted. Everything's all filled up. So let's go back to the build. Let's continue adding detail here. Some stairs. We're going to add definitely some more trapdoors. Gotta have trapdoors. I love me some trapdoors. Beautiful. Beautiful. You know what? More trapdoors. That's what it needs, right? That's always what it needs. But what do you think? This is looking pretty good to me. I think we've gotten a lot of the detail in here, and I think it's really starting to come together. I really like, ooh, fell in a hole. I think it's really starting to come together, and I think it's really starting to look good. So, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it like this for now, and if I decide to come back to it later, I'll come back to it. But I think this is, I think I can go ahead and call this a project. There's one thing left I need to do is, probably the ceiling in here. It's a little bit dirty still, but I'll go ahead and get that off camera at some point. Yeah, and then Curtly wanted to show me his build that he's working on here. So we're going to munch on some chicken real quick, and then we will follow him over and kind of see how things have gone with his build. We kind of popped into it earlier, but it wasn't quite done yet. But as we go, I'm going to kind of peek back at the build and see how it looks peeking over town. That looks really nice. I think that turned out really well. Can't see it from there. So yeah, he's put a little stairway over here going up, and he says he's going to put a stairway coming back here to the back of the stables, which is going to be really nice. And then let's go check out the interior here. It's looking pretty good. He's got some bookshelves and some things, and he asked me for some suggestions, so we kind of talked about a few things. I think he should kind of cover up the back there, but I think other than that, it's looking pretty good. So I've got my redstone box here. I want to definitely grab a lava bucket because we want to now make a trash can here in our storage. You always have those random extra things that you don't necessarily want to store. So I always like to build a trash can in my storage, and I close it around with these smooth stone because I want to make sure that nothing gets caught on fire around it, of course. So we're going to put a dispenser here that is going to dispense all of the items that we've got that we put into this chest into, of course, the fabled lava. You can't have a garbage can without lava, right? So, very simple circuit. Comparator coming out of here, going into a repeater, going into redstone that's going to turn into itself. So every time it finds a signal, it's going to just do a quick tick and pump the thing out. Just like that. That's beautiful. So, now it's time for the lava. I want to make sure to get my stuff out of there before I put the lava in there, of course. Let's see, stone block there, and where is it? It's already on my hotbar, of course. Lava, and we'll pillar ourselves out. So all we really need now is a hopper going into this. Beautiful. And a chest on top of that, and now we have a working trash can. But you gotta make sure people know it's a trash can so they don't put their stuff in there thinking it's just gonna stay there. So let's grab a sign real quick. Yep, always using those birch signs. It's, easier to read them. Cool. So let's go ahead and label this guy. Garbaggio. Perfect. Okay, so now these pillars here represent a spider spawner each. I'm going to make us a better XP farm. We need a better XP farm. And string is always useful to have. So I think what I'm going to do is tunnel down through this house so we don't have a big nasty hole in the middle of our town. And then I'm going to go start making the spawners down here. I'm very sure these are very close together. I'm very sure that I'll be able to activate both of these at a time. So I'm very excited to make a dual spider spawner. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So we're getting a little bit further down here, and here we go. Here's the mine shaft where I found these spider spawners at. They are the cave spider spawners. So let's see what we can find here. I've got to remember exactly where they are because I just kind of dug into the random middle of this thing here. But here's one right here. Let's throw some extra torch spam on here just to be safe. I don't like dealing with those spiders. And the other one, oh, I took all these cobwebs, of course, because you can't really get those anywhere else. So I took all the cobwebs. And then if you come around just this way, and through here, there's the second one right there. So I'm going to torch spam this one as well. Remove all these cobwebs. And, oops. Oh, yeah, I'm using my sword. I must have run out of my shears here. But I'm going to go ahead and remove all these. And going to go ahead and start digging out this area because they are just around the corner here. It's hard to tell how close they are because the walls are in the way. But really, they're very close to each other. So let me start removing some of these walls and see how things start to look here. Yeah, get this wood out of the way too. This dang wood makes it always a little bit slower of a process. Chest out of here. Get out of the way. Okay, gotta put a chest here in the middle of the room. I don't want these resources to go to waste. Always gotta, always need extra resources and things when you're doing large builds in the world. So definitely want to save every little piece and thing that I can. So I'm going to run around and collect everything up here as well. Might as well put down this crafting table if I've got it. Sounds good. But yeah, you can see how close they are now. Look how close these two actually are together. One right there and one just right over there. We can definitely activate both of these at once and make something really cool out of this. And I don't want to do anything like standard. I want to do something kind of fun. So here's the area, and what I'm thinking is we take these guys and we dig a really big hole. Let's do it. And here's our big hole. This took a little bit of time, but it was definitely worth it, I think. This is one of the coolest spawners I've ever made, and we're going to go ahead and start removing some of this lighting so we can get some spawns in here. But as you can see, there's a pillar going down right there. I had multiple ideas on how to do this. I ultimately wanted everything flowing to this pillar and the spiders would climb themselves up. That didn't necessarily work exactly the way that I thought it would, so I ended up having to change it up a little bit, and I didn't really have time in this episode to show it. So you're going to see a few changes here in just a second, but this is showing that the spiders do spawn. So now you can see that there is a water column behind me, and there's a different collection area down below now. So we'll go check that out. But I think this is looking really great, guys. So here's our column to go up to the surface. Love it. Easy peasy. Here we are, just where we want to be, right in the middle of town. We'll probably have to do a build around this at some point. But for right now, these little water holes are fine, I think, right? The water holes are fine. So let's go ahead and go back down. There we go. And back down to the dungeon, to the pit of spiders. Got the automatic column here. You can also hold shift to go a little bit faster. But you can see that one's active. And if I stand over here, that one activates as well. And we get double spider spawner action. I'm going to wait here for a second. There we go. There we go. Full 4 spider spawns on that one. Full 4 spider spawns on that one. Because there's literally nowhere else for them to go. I get 4 spiders on every single spawn with this setup. It's very nice. So we're going to go ahead and go all the way down to the bottom. And the way I have it set up is there's trapdoors underneath all of this so that I can swipe them out of range. They can technically hit me, but if I'm on the back of this slab here, I can reach them and they can't reach me. See, they can get me if I get too close. But then I just open up the trapdoors and I will get all of the experience. Or if I get close enough just like that, I can also get it that way as well. But I'm going to go ahead and knock these guys out, and you can see my experience just starts to grow here. All right, yeah, this is looking really good, and I definitely do have plans to put other things down here as well. So I'm sure you'll be seeing this many more times throughout the series. But here it is, guys. I think it's looking pretty good. I hope you like my spider spawner. And now we are going to do something else. We've been doing a lot of grinding today, and I kind of want to go on an adventure, and that adventure is going to be going to the end. You can see I've got a bunch of rockets on me. I've got an ender chest, a water bucket, my elytra is on me, and I've got a couple stacks of blocks. I think we're ready to go. Let's hop into the end, and let's try and get ourselves some spare shulkers, some spare elytras. Let's see what we can do here. Let's do some damage and have some fun. All right, and now going to the outer portal here, and we are going to fly east. Yeah, we'll just go straight east. We haven't really gone anywhere in this end yet, so I think just going straight is going to work out pretty good for us. And here we go, our first flight in the end here. So here is our first city. We've got a boat at it and everything. We're going to fly over and take this over. I know we've done some end rating on this series already, so I'm not going to waste too much time with this, but it is kind of fun to see the end and go to the end and pick up a couple extra elytras here. So I definitely wanted to show you. I got some extra elytra, and here's the proof right here. Love it, gonna do some twerking. Ooh, Fortune 3 axes. Well, that's not bad. This gold's kind of useless, but, you know, the end loot's never great anyway, so that can stay. So I just wanted to show you all the loot I got. I was in the end for 2 to 3 hours, and I've kind of collected everything up here. I got 4 elytras. I've got 47 of the shulker shells up there. I've also got 4 of the dragon heads, a few stacks of the iron, a little bit of gold, and 28 diamonds there. So we've got 23 extra shulker boxes. That's going to be incredible. And 4 spare wings. Like, that's awesome. I always like to have spare wings, but having 4 extras just makes me feel much more comfortable that if I accidentally die, it's not going to be a big problem. I also got some end rods. I love me some end rods. Gonna have to find a way to use those in a few builds, and a few diamond tools, and a whole chest worth of diamond gear and diamond tools and stuff. So that's always pretty nice as well. All right, party people, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you liked my take on a double spider spawner. I think it's pretty fun, and I'm definitely going to get a lot of use out of that. But I kind of wanted to end this episode by doing something a little bit different. So just so you guys are aware, I work a full-time job, and it takes me a little bit of time to get actually to editing and cutting these videos and doing the voiceover. So I wanted to give you a little bit to look forward to, give you a quick glimpse at what our town is looking like these days. We've definitely made a lot of progress, and I'm not even going to show you the industrial district because that's where I've done the most of my work. But you have a few builds here to look forward to, and things are really looking great in our town. So I hope you guys stick around, and I hope you guys are enjoying these episodes, and I hope you guys will see me in the next one. Have a good one, party people.